Hi, welcome to the Great Unicorn Hunt. As a part of the Great Unicorn Hunt, you must be aware by now that we talk to different founders who believe they are a unicorn in the making. Today, we are going to have a chat with the Eduberance founder Niraj Harlalka, an Ahmedabad based career counseling startup, which is making the waves already in this fairly high upside edutech space. Without stealing too much, of thunder from Niraj, I'm going to switch over, straight to my rapid fire section. My name is Sachin, and over to Niraj Harlalka. Niraj, welcome to the Great Unicorn Hunt.
Hi Sachin, thanks for having me here and giving a chance for representing Eduberance in front of you and all the other audience. Thank you so
Sure,
much.
the pleasure is all mine. So, Niraj, I was very curious to know what pain point are you solving? There are a plethora of career assistance services and discovery services. Very keen
Right.
to know what specific pain point is Eduberance solving right now.
So if you look at the career guidance space, it's full of problems. Like I think the more you get into it, the more problems you can identify. But we've got a thesis of identifying some of the key problems. So one of them is importance itself. Like career counseling and career guidance today, it's such an important thing, but neither the institutions are equipped to deal with it, nor even parents are aware of how to go about it, how to get their students, how to get their kids a proper career counseling done. Along with it, you have the challenges of finding the right counselor. You have it's a very costly process for getting personalized counseling. In fact, foreign education counselors charge as high as 7 lakh rupees per student for counseling. And even then, they are not very sure as to what the process is, how it's happening. So if you look at the Indian market today, there are so many choices being available to students. It's not the usual career choices. So in that, there is a urgent need of students being guided properly, where they can find their true calling, find their true ikigai. And as the cost of education has really gone up, shot up, I think it's very important for the millennials and the generations to come to have a very good grip of what they exactly want to do. At least start off with a great. So that's in essence the problem we are trying to solve.
Interesting, very interesting. Neeraj, I was also keen that you explain to the viewers what exactly do you do? How do you go about doing what you are doing? Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Right. So we have a very simple process. We call it the ERA process, where E stands for explore. So we help students explore different career opportunities. Primarily, we are doing it through articles and through a lot of information around careers at the moment. We'll very soon introduce videos in English and Hindi around careers. That's the first stage. Then comes the realization stage. So in the realization stage, we tie up the students with the appropriate counselors who help them realize their true calling. And we'll also introduce some psychometric tests and other assessment tests to get that process done. And in the final achievement stage, so that's the most crucial stage where we are trying to help students to achieve their true potential by taking courses on our platform related to career counseling. We also recommend them courses on other platforms and also through a lot of guidance and self-realization, which is going to be a continual process going forward. So that's the way we solve for this.
Sure. And how does Eduberance intend to make money?
So Eduberance has multiple revenue streams planned. Primary one being the course which we are offering as a career course. So students can take up that course for 500 rupees right now. It's a discounted price. Otherwise, it's worth at least 5,000 rupees. That is the primary source. And then we also have psychometric assessments. We also take a commission charge from our counselors. So whatever counselors charge them, if there is a student who feels that it's not enough and they need to talk to a proper counselor, so we do the matchmaking process in that and we get our referrals from them. And of course, once we start having more visitors on the platform, we can also look at revenue from advertising and also from institutes where we are referring them for courses.
Yeah, sure. Neeraj, you're aware of some of the unicorns that have got produced in the edutech sector. Very curious to hear from you. What do you think are the kind of upsides you see for a company like Eduberance in a logical context, or perhaps in your wildest dreams? What do you think could be the upsides?
So in a logical context, I think if you look at the market size, we have close to 1 crore students each year who are looking for career options, right? So if we are able to tap into 10% of that, and maybe have 1 million students serviced every year in terms of giving them the assistance from our platform, and at an average rate of 500 rupees per student, so that comes to roughly 50 crore of business every year. That is a very logical, which we plan to achieve by 2025. And if we get a little wild and if we are pumped in with more money, which obviously we'll try to avoid as far as possible, but if we chase the unicorn dream, we can make it a 1600 crore business by increasing the market share to 80% and by increasing the average revenue per student to 2000 instead of 500. So by being a little more aggressive in marketing, maybe identifying great courses, doing a lot more partnerships. So I think that is also a very achievable dream, if I may say so. Yeah.
And Niraj, I'm aware that you have had a very, very rich background and experience with a very small business that mushroomed into a very large business, and perhaps that makes you eminently qualified to start something like Eduberance. But why don't you tell a little bit more about yourself and why you and your team are the best folks to do Eduberance?
So I think in any business, you would need three key things. One is the passion to do it. The next is the experience and the expertise to do it. And the most important is the commitment to continue doing it. So I think with the team of Eduberance, we have the passion to do it with a long-term commitment. We have the expertise and experience available in terms of digital marketing, technology, the education segment, the career counseling segment. So that experience, along with the intensity and the intention to, so this is like a mission for us, and we will definitely achieve 1 million students target, which we have, because that's a part of our mission. Yeah.
As somebody with 25 years of experience, you're not a green behind the ears kind of a founder. I'm sure you mapped the risks and have figured out ways to mitigate the risks as well. In your assessment, what are the typical risks that a business like Eduberance faces, and how do you intend to mitigate those?
So if you talk about the risks, one of the key risks in this business is the key assumption that career counseling and career assistance becomes really important. Now, I've listed out so many things, but still, if it does not become as important, if people are ready to spend lakhs of rupees without taking an opinion, if students are able to somehow navigate out of the thousands of career opportunities available to them and pinpoint it themselves, that's obviously one business risk we have. Another key business risk in terms of the landscape which we have is, so we don't call competition, we use the term crusaders from other brands, because it's like a mission for us. So we cannot have competition here. We have all crusaders from other brands. And if they are able to solve this problem with more accuracy and with more affordability, like if they are able to offer something below 500 rupees for a student, that is what our target is. Currently, the landscape is offering somewhere close to 3,000 rupees with a very low accuracy. So if that somebody is solving it at a much faster pace, at a much lower cost, that's also another business risk. Obviously, the market size may alter in that. Then we may have to look for newer geographies.
Sure. I was very, curious to know, if a student or one of your customers were to compare you with, other service providers, or were to come with you with some specific objectives in mind, what would those be, or what, in other words, could be the differentiation that a customer, getting in touch with Eduberance is likely to experience compared to some other players?
I think in essence, it will be the passion we have and the mission behind what we're trying to do. So in our current cases, in our current referrals, we've received parent reviews and referrals. Even our students have given us a lot of inputs. I think that's one way to know whether we are able to create a bonding with our students. And we've also received some very good reviews from students, and they're really positive about the energy and the consistency of interactions which we have with them. So I think if we are able to take that in a long-term way, where we are able to continually interact with our students, possibly over a lifetime, that is what will make us unique, because that relationship which they will have with our platform is something which they will cherish for their lifetime. It's like a friend they are talking to. So that's something we would love to keep as our USP.
Sure, absolutely. One question I had that is, how do you execute this? Are there a pool of mentors? Do you tie up with universities when a customer walks in? What assessment or anything that he or she needs to go through? A little bit about how you execute this and ensure a great customer experience would be something our viewers would be interested in hearing from you.
So actually what we are trying to solve is not yet solved. We are in that process of solving it. We've created a framework called GIRI, which is like gather, interact, then replicate, and then infer. So currently we are in the stage of gathering, where we are gathering information around careers, around institutes, around courses, around exams, and we try to bring it in a very simple manner for our students. In the next phase, we are going to interact with our students, and these interactions will be having like a database created for it. So we can refer to those interactions through chatbots, through interaction with counselors, and through gamification, which we'll introduce very soon. After that, we've got something called replicate. So whatever the current counselors are able to do, we will try to mimic that first, purely from the academic perspective. And in the final stage is where we bring in AGI, because a lot of good companies, big scale companies are actually working on it, and we are very looking at that development side very, very carefully. Companies like OpenAI, they're doing some great work. So we will take whatever modules they have and try and customize it for us to give our offerings to students, where we can actually bring in AI-enabled career suggestions, recommendations, and pathways for them. Awesome. So that's the broader vision which we have in terms of how we execute it.
Terrific. This is really useful information, Niraj. I was wondering if you'd like to use the last 30 seconds, almost like an elevator pitch, to reach out to the folks who you think you would want to reach out to and invite them to the Eduberance journey. Over to Niraj if you want to do that.
Of course, we would love to do that. So at Eduberance, our mission is to help 1 million students to achieve their true potential, and it's more like a mission for us. We've already raised our seed round in August 2021, and we plan to raise 1.5 CR by May 2022, which will obviously take us through the next 18 months, where we plan to introduce all these things which we've been talking about. And I think as far as a business proposition is concerned, who would not like to be a part of a growth story where we are looking at, in a rational sense, generating 50 crores of revenue on an annual basis. And if we can push ourselves to the limit, and we can have a lot more participation from people who are really passionate about this field as investors and as co-lenders to this mission, then we will obviously see something upwards of 1,000 plus CR on a annual revenue. Yeah. So I think we're very positive about the difference we want to make here, more from the mission side, and it's something we want to continue for the long term. Yeah, that's the pitch for us. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very, very impressive, Niraj. Thank you for taking the time out and for being with us today. We wish you the best, and I hope your journey and experience in the Great Unicorn Hunt is awesome. We do hope you get spotted very early and hunted very early. So best of luck, best wishes to you and to the entire team at Eduberance.
Thanks, Sachin, for the opportunity, and co-founders team and the Great Unicorn Hunt. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Niraj. Best of luck.